Thought I'd do a quick video today because I'm doing vegetable lasagna for our tea. There's not a great deal to it. It's obviously just vegetables. I roast them, so I'm going to do a little quick video just to show you how I make it. It does take a little bit of time, but you can prepare your vegetables the night before. If you're at work the next day, you can prepare the whole thing the day before and leave it in the fridge and then just put it in the oven. So when you've got time to prepare it. And you could even freeze it, I suppose, and then cook it. So let's crack on with the video. Okay, so as you can see, my choice of vegetables are, I've got 2 red onions, sweet potato, butternut squash, and some peppers and a carrot. And I'm going to put those in these roasting trays here with some olive oil, garlic granules, and I'm going to roast them in the oven for about half an hour. But if you're lazy like me and you can't be bothered peeling onions, just quarter them with the skin still on, and it's easier just to peel the skin off then. And again, I've just chopped that up into chunks. I've left the skin on because you don't need to peel it. It all caramelizes lovely as well when you roast it. Also, make sure that you're chopping them in similar sized chunks because you don't want huge chunks and then little chunks because they'll roast at different times. So with the butternut squash, top and tail it as I showed you, and then you half the halves into quarters, and then you just spoon out this stuff and you're left with that. There, as you can see, I've just sliced widthways down the length of the butternut squash and you're left with this. And it's either easier to peel if you just want to slice the peel off there, or again you can leave it on. It does actually caramelize up quite nicely. A top tip for getting into a pepper, using both fingers, as I've got my hand now, use your other one like that and you push them in and you pull the pepper apart and you get left with that, and you just pull that out and throw it in the bin. It's a lot easier than trying to peel it with knives and faffing on. And again, just chopped into similar sized chunks so that they roast evenly. Now I'm just going to add that and my fresh herbs out of the garden, but if you haven't got any, just use dried, it doesn't matter. And some garlic granules. I'm going to throw it all in the roasting dishes now. With the carrots, you just want to slice them lengthways down the middle in half, and then turn them around on the flat edge and just slice them widthways into even sized pieces. Okay, so I've got my 2 roasting trays full of veg. I've put some dried chilli flakes on one. And some garlic powder. I slipped with the garlic powder, so there's quite a lot of garlic in it now, but never mind, that's what happens in cooking. Yeah, so I've put some chilli flakes in just to give it a bit of spice, but you don't have to. Paprika's nice as well. I'm going to stick this in the oven now for half an hour to see how it gets on at about 200. As you can see now, they've had half an hour in the oven and everything looks like it's caramelised nicely. Everything's nice and soft, so I'm going to transfer it into the pan with a litre of passata, which you can see there's loads of veg there. And just mix it in. You don't have to heat it through because it gets heated up when it gets cooked. Just mix it all together. And that's literally your filling. Next for the cheese sauce. So I've done the first layer of our lasagna. And while I'm going to make the cheese sauce, I've got the sheets soaking in boiling water. So by the time I've made my cheese sauce, which won't take long, I'll be all ready just to layer up. So a quick tip, when you're soaking your pasta sheets, be sure just to go through them with a knife and separate them, otherwise they end up sticking together. So I've taken literally a heaped spoon of butter. I'm going to melt that now. So into the melted butter I've grated lots of black pepper, and I've just added a big heaped tablespoon of flour, just plain flour, and a teaspoon of mustard, and I'm literally just going to stir that in until it forms a paste. And that's what you get after stirring. That's what's called a roux. And that will thicken your sauce up. And all we need to do now is add milk. Add it a bit at a time so that it literally coats the bottom of the pan, and stir it in until it's all dissolved. That way you won't get any lumps. So that's the first lot of milk stirred in. As you can see, it goes thick. So you just keep adding the milk gradually until you've got a nice sauce consistency. So same again, I've just added my next bit of milk and it goes all lumpy again, and you just have to keep stirring until it's all dissolved, and then we can add some cheese. Right, that's it now. That's the consistency you want. Like a sauce, not too thick, not too thin. And now we add the cheese. You can put as much or as little in as you want. I'd say about 50 grams of mature white cheddar will do. So I've done my first layer. I've put lasagna sheets on just to cover up the bottom. And the cheese sauce is ready. It's already starting to thicken up as it stood there. It's coating the spoon, so that's perfect. Mine does look a little bit orange because I used red Leicester because I didn't have any cheddar. So that just proves, just use what you want, it doesn't matter. Yeah, so we're going to put a layer of cheese sauce on there now, and then we're going to repeat it. And that's the finished product. I know I haven't run out of cheese, I've just left a section because my daughter doesn't like cheese on top of hers. So yeah, so that can go in the oven tonight when they're coming from school. It'll take about 25 minutes, 180, 200. The recipe's on my website anyway, I'll pop the link down below. And here we are after half an hour in the oven. It's blipping away nicely. And we're having ours with some spinach. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then please subscribe below for more.